Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I am early to work, so I wanted to make a quick little video for you guys and talk to you about some things that I have learned in regards to keto versus OPTAVIA. I get that question asked to me a lot. Everybody wants to know, what is the difference between the two? What have you learned? Have there been any like epiphanies or anything? So I figured I would try to answer as many questions as I can in this little video. And if you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer anything that I couldn't answer for you today. So on keto, you guys know, if you followed me, that I was on keto for several years, and it was such a success for me. Very, very successful in regards to having my own business and creating meal plans and helping people lose weight and get healthy. And while a couple of years on keto worked for me, towards the very end, I was not healthy, and I wound up going to the physician and getting a checkup and realizing that keto was no longer going to be part of my lifestyle. So with all of that information, I stumbled upon OPTAVIA and decided to try it with permission from my doctor. And here we are, almost 7 months, 6.5, 7 months into it, and I have lost over 41 pounds and feel phenomenal. I feel so good. So just a couple of things that I have noticed that are some differences. So here we go. Number one, the first difference that I have noticed big time, and I will stand by this till my dying day, is calories in versus calories out matter for me. Again, this video is just basically about my journey with this, and some people will disagree with what I have to say, but that's fine. This is just regarding myself. Calories matter. When I was on keto, I was eating sometimes 300 to 400 calorie meals, and I would have like 3 of them every day. And then we're not taking into account added fats and extra things that I was taking in. At one point, when I was really strict with my FitnessPal, I was up to like 2,200 calories per day. That is way too much. I'm only 5'4", and I really, I was working out heavy in the gym, but I still wasn't burning off 2,200 calories. In order to actually lose body fat, not just weight, body fat, you have to have not a surplus of calories. You want to have a decrease in calories, a deficit they call it, so that your body actually uses some of the body fat. When I was on keto and coaching and writing meal plans, and I would ask people how tall they are, what their exercise routine was like, I would try to coordinate, a meal plan for them that fit their lifestyle and exactly what they were looking for. The whole thing about keto, even OPTAVIA, it's very custom. Like, you can't take 1 million people and put it into one scenario and have it work. It will work, but everybody's different. That's why, like, if you look at plans like Weight Watchers, for instance, it's great. It teaches you what you can eat, what you can't eat, what have you, how much, portion control. But everybody's different. Like, there might be people in the Weight Watchers class that can eat a bagel, that can eat, candy for Halloween and still count their points. And then people in the class may do the same thing and they don't lose weight that week, or the other person does. So we're all different. Keep that in mind. But the one thing that is a constant across the board for everybody is calories in versus calories out. You have to get into a calorie deficit in order to lose body fat. And that is one of the main things that I have learned through this journey. The second thing that I've learned is that, again, this is for me, but OPTAVIA definitely wins with this one. Eating small meals every few hours. The reason that this works, and I know this about myself because years and years and years ago, that is what worked for me also. When you eat a small portion every couple of hours, so let's say it's 10 o'clock and you just ate, right? I'm going to give you an example. Hold on, guys. I got to get it out of my bag here. So, hold on. Okay. So, this is a meal for me. Okay, this is not like breakfast and then I have to wait for lunch. You know, like some people do. They grab a protein bar, they're out the door, and then they don't eat again until the afternoon. Or they do intermittent fasting and things like that. This little bar is only 1.13 ounces, so it's 32 grams. It's not a lot. We're looking at 110 calories, and it has 3 grams of fat. It has 12 carbs, 4 of them are from fiber, and 11 grams of protein. Within this little bar, this is enough to keep me satisfied for about 2 to 3 hours. For me personally, I eat every 2 hours. That's just how I am. But this is the example that I like to give everybody. If you are, let's say, a car, right? And you put gasoline in there to drive. You can fill up your tank and go and go and go and go. But what happens? The car is going to slowly start to die out. And then you can fill it up again. And then it's going to go and go and go and go and die out. And then you fill it up again. It's using the gas that you're putting in to go. With this is like my gas. And that is why OPTAVIA likes to refer to these little things as fuelings. We are fueling our body. These are fuelings because we fuel our body. On OPTAVIA, the whole point of eating every 2 to 3 hours is so that you fuel your body and you go about your day 2 to 3 hours. You're going to burn off 100 calories, okay? And then what happens? You fuel again. And you use the 100 and something calories, and then you fuel again, and then you do it again. It's like you don't have a chance to store anything. There's no fat being stored on OPTAVIA. Where on keto, let's just say I made 3 whole eggs with a tablespoon of butter and some bacon and some avocado. I mean, that is jacked with calories and fat. And when you're keeping your carbs so low on keto, yes, it does not allow you to put on fat like from the carbohydrate. But if you're not burning off the amount of calories that you're taking in that huge meal before you eat again, you're going to put on body fat. It's like putting gasoline into a car that doesn't need it yet. It's going to overspill. And that overspill is body fat. And that's why some people gain weight on keto. It's just too much, too many calories, and we don't need that. So again, calories in versus calories out is one of the biggest differences that I have found for myself on keto versus OPTAVIA. The next thing is I get asked a ton of like, how can you stay on OPTAVIA? It's packaged food. You know, you're going to need regular food at some point. That is true. On keto, it's like one lifestyle. You eat a certain way and you hope to lose weight, and you probably do in the beginning, but it doesn't get sustainable for a lot of people, and mostly women. Men, for some reason, the way their bodies are with, their amount of muscle versus body fat in comparison to a woman, we have a lot less muscle and more body fat. That's just the way it is. That's how we're programmed, because we carry babies and we need that extra body fat. So it's easier for men. If you look on YouTube at the successful people that follow keto in the long haul, there's only a handful of women that truly can live the lifestyle and not gain weight. And those women typically were very thin and athletic before. And you know who I'm talking about. Most of the people you'll see are men. The men can do this. I don't know why. It's physiologically different, whatever. Not that women can't. It's just different. We're built different. But on OPTAVIA, we are not eating this food forever. The program does transition and maintain you. So you do eat their food until you reach your goal, and then you slowly get weaned off of it, and the company and your coaches like myself will teach you what to replace those little fuelings with so that you can sustain a life after OPTAVIA. That's the goal. Nobody wants to be on packaged food forever. I don't, but I do like to use it to get to goal, which you've seen happen. I've posted a weekly weigh-in video every Saturday. You can go back in my library and look at those. It's a tool. OPTAVIA is a tool. Another thing that I've learned throughout this whole journey is, guys, don't kill me here, but good carbs don't hurt. And you can have more than 20 grams every day. So let's look at this. Okay, so I eat OPTAVIA's fuelings every day, and they are all interchangeable. I could have 5 of these every day. I could have 1 of these a day and 5 other things. I could have 3. Like, it doesn't matter. They're all the same, pretty much macro wise. So they're all interchangeable. But I have this with me, so I'm just going to say this has 12 carbohydrates, and I eat 5 of these a day. Plus my lean and green, where I have 2 to 3 cups of vegetables, and that on top of that is probably another 25 to 30. So you're in the range of like 100 to 150. I'm just giving a generous range of carbohydrates on OPTAVIA. Where on keto, it's like 20 grams or less. I will be honest, when I was on keto at certain points, I was like neurotic. I was afraid to eat that extra piece of broccoli because, oh my God, I'm going to go over my 20 grams. It legit became an obsession for me. I would weigh out everything meticulously. Like, I would cut a piece of broccoli in half and put the other piece away because I was going to go over 20 grams. How in the world can someone live like that long term? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It truly became an obsession. And when I wasn't losing weight anymore and when I wasn't feeling well, it kind of was like, this is annoying. It's not working. Is it me? Is it what I'm doing? Like, you start to really get down on yourself and then you trickle away. I have learned that you can have more than 20 grams of carbs and lose weight. It's fantastic. I feel so good, and I know it's because my vitamins are being met 100%. All OPTAVIA food is 100% through recommended daily allowance for that. I'm getting in all my potassium. Do you guys, any of you that were on keto, get heart palpitations? Or do you track your macros in MyFitnessPal and realize that your potassium is like way low? That's not good for heart health. You know, I did realize that, you know, magnesium was needed on keto to help me go to the bathroom sometimes. It's not normal to have to use a supplement to go to the bathroom, period. You are supposed to get your nutrients from food. And that is something that I learned big time. I get a lot of people that start keto and they're like, I'm having palpitations, I'm lightheaded, I'm this, I'm that. A lot of people, when they're trying to transition, feel that way. But a lot of people long term I will still get emails from clients that are on keto because I still help them. They say to me, I am getting palpitations every day. I don't know why. And obviously I'm going to say, I would like you to check your potassium. But I always refer to a physician because I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse. I can't diagnose things like that, but I can assist. So see your doctor if there's any changes in heart health. Check your potassium level. Check your sodium level. Check your electrolytes. Those are things that are within our body that help conduct the electricity for the heart. So, you know, on OPTAVIA, because our carbs are a little bit higher and we have all of our potassium and our magnesium and our B vitamins and our D vitamins and our, like, everything, you feel so good. And I think part of, again, your body letting go of body fat and things is when you're in that homeostasis, when you're balanced, when your pH is good, when all of your vitamins are good. That's when your body is like, okay, I'm not afraid to release whatever I have to release. It's just amazing. And you don't have to count anything on OPTAVIA. You do have to count your lean and green, but you're learning as it goes. And when you transition, you will learn more of that so that when you do come off of it, you'll be able to eat again. So I look forward to, part of my transition coming up in December is going to be incorporating fruit back into my diet, some more vegetables, and I'm actually looking forward to that. I will be able to introduce some carbohydrates in way of grains if I want to. It's not necessary. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I do know that like bread and cereal and things like that are definitely trigger. And it's not, I'm not talking about like, I don't know, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm talking like, you know, bran. I'm talking about like, you know, oat, things like that, like whole grain, not you know, not like the Lucky Charms when I say cereal. So yeah, so those are some things I've learned. Another thing that I've learned is that you don't need to kill yourself in the gym. That was something that I was doing like you wouldn't believe. And again, if you go back into my library, you'll probably see a lot when I was working out. And I love that. I love the heavy lifting and, you know, getting stronger and feeling accomplished. But, you know, it was like I wasn't losing the body fat. I was building muscle, but the fat wasn't going away. So like I was building muscle on top of body fat. So I was getting bigger and I'm like, why am I killing myself here when it doesn't work? And now that, you know, I'm going to start getting back into the gym and whatever, and the body fat is way down. Now when I start to build the muscle, I'm actually going to be able to see my gains a lot better than I did when I had that coating of fat over the muscle. So I'm excited about that. Another thing I've learned, and again, this is across the board with keto, with Weight Watchers, with OPTAVIA, it doesn't matter. Sleep is important. You have to get your sleep. You have to get your water in. Those are things you have to do. I have noticed that on days that I'm not drinking as much water as I would normally, those are the days that I may feel a little bloated or whatnot. I know the water thing is difficult for a lot of people. So what I do is I take a water bottle. It could be any bottle. This is just a bottle of water that I bought at the store. And I added one little packet. Sometimes I do half, just depends, of some kind of flavor enhancer. OPTAVIA sells their own. You can go to the grocery store and buy them. They make them with stevia. They make them with Splenda. It doesn't matter, but you can add some kind of flavoring to your water. It doesn't have to be potent and strong, but just enough so that you drink, like you look forward to that. Let me see, this bottle is 30.4 fluid ounces, so it's basically 900 milliliters, almost 1,000, which is really good. So I try to have several of these every day, and when I do, I feel really good. Another thing, I don't know, I guess I could keep going, but this is a big one. I don't drink coffee anymore. You guys know I was a big Starbucks lover, and oh my god, I was like addicted. And the keto coffee with the butter and the heavy cream, that was like the ultimate. You know, it does keep you full for a long time, but again, it's calorie dense. And now that I don't have that in my life anymore, really, I drink hot tea. That's my thing, the herbal tea. There's no caffeine, there's no calories. I just feel better. I don't know why. And I've talked to a lot of people within the last few months about coffee, and people will say, oh yeah, I need coffee to get going in the morning. I can't do a day without my coffee. That's bad. Guys, that is like an addiction. And while coffee tastes amazing, because I love a taste of hot, fresh coffee, it does cause inflammation because it's acidic, and therefore for people like me trying to lose weight and things like that, it might not be the best alternative. So that was a big eye-opener for me, and it was not that difficult to get rid of my coffee, only because I had steered away from the caffeine a good year or two ago. And so drinking decaf, it wasn't that I was getting the jolt, I just wanted the actual taste of it. So it was easy to get rid of. I kind of missed it for like probably a week or so, but OPTAVIA does allow you to have coffee though. I don't want anyone thinking it doesn't, because it does, but I'm just telling you that I'm finding the acidity of coffee, whether it be regular or decaf, is definitely an inflammation trigger. So if you have arthritis, if you have anything regarding inflammation, lupus, things like that, keep it out of your diet. So those are some main things that I've learned. I have learned a lot about myself, honestly. I've learned that I don't have to obsess over carbs, that it's okay to have good carbs, and it is just a calorie in versus calorie out scenario, and that's what works for me. So I hope this helped you, and if you have any other questions that you want answered, leave them below, and I will be more than happy to make a part 2 to this video if you'd like. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Subscribe if you're not, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, guys. Love you. Stay focused. Bye.